Hi, it's Kathy from Raven Vintage. I wanted to show you these really adorable DIY tag gift boxes. These are leftover from last year's stock, and I've pulled them out of my Christmas stash. And I'm going to refresh the ribbons, first of all, because they're velvet and they've picked up all the fuzz. So I want to do something a little different. Also, if somebody wanted to, if you're reselling these and somebody wanted to look inside, they can't remove the lid because I've glued it all the way around. So I want to just glue the ribbon so it's just on the lid so that they can open it and look inside. So what are they? These are done for you. Think of it like a gift basket. Everything's done for you. A DIY tag gift. Now, maybe this is something you would purchase for yourself. But basically, the idea was that this is a really great holiday gift to give to someone that is already crafty, or maybe likes to dabble in crafts but doesn't have the confidence in how to make things. So the idea was you give them the gift with a pre-made tag on top that you have made. On the back it's blank, so you can write your to and from and your Merry Christmas or whatever you want to do. So this doesn't have to be Christmas themed. This just happens to be Christmas themed. You could do this in any theme, like a spring box, or depending on what market you're doing, what time of year, what vendor table you've rented, or what show you're doing, or for your Etsy shop too. So I'm refreshing these ones to sell these ones at a market an antique market that I sell my journals at. And then I'm going to do more that I can add to my new Etsy shop that aren't quite as, boxes that aren't as tall, that are more shipper friendly. Okay, so basically, I'll just show you the tags that I did. So each tag has some sort of a collage background, a die cut, some Christmas sentiments, and then some embellishments, the snowflakes and the rhinestones, and of course some sort of a holiday ribbon. That's that one. This one, I've added some lace behind this gal's dress, and again they're all blank on the back. This one, I've added rhinestones, snowflakes. There's a sentiment behind there. This little kind of coppery looking bit is this ribbon with the edges cut off, so it complements that with a little piece from a vintage bingo game. And this guy, a more neutral background, I've just matched a little bit of lace down, or ribbon, to match this here, and of course did some layering with the sentiments and added the snowflakes. So those are some ideas to show you. And actually, let's just get this time of year we're limited on daylight. Today happens to be sunny, so I'm just trying to use as much natural daylight as possible. So if you're a reseller, I'm going to tell you where I bought everything, or where I sourced everything, so you can kind of do a cost analysis to figure out how much you would charge for these, because depending on where you are and what you're going to have to figure out what your cost you put into it first, and then from there you can decide if you're going to sell these for $20, $30, $40, whatever you see in the value. And now, mind you, it's a think of it like a gift basket. There's like a premium on gift baskets. Everything's already curated, selected in the basket. It goes together. It looks pretty. It's wrapped up with a bow. It's in a basket. It's a one and done gift. It makes gift giving really easy, and people pay a premium for that. So you could go out and buy the items yourself, but quite likely someone that sells gift baskets is buying them at a dozen at a time, like the products they put inside, at wholesale, so they are able to get it a little cheaper. But either way, people pay for that convenience. So if you're a reseller, think of this like a gift. Don't undersell these, because there's value in the fact that it's a pre-done gift. Now, people also purchase these for themselves. They just like the idea of a DIY tag kit. They thought that was lovely, and they really like the tag on top or whatever. So people do buy them for themselves also, but the intent was for them to be a gift. So basically they open it up, and inside are some instructions. I'm going to also be redoing these, but just keeping things simple. You should always try to keep things in 3 steps or less, because that's easier on the human brain. And so I've grouped the 3 steps. One is select the background paper, like select your items, your background paper, your cards, and a person. And by cards, I'm going to rewrite the wording. That's the little sentiments. That's these. So cards, I'm thinking might be, I think what I'm going to do is what's included, and then with a little picture, and then that'll identify what each of the things are. I've given that some thought. And then number 2, arrange as desired. So like kind of play around with it, lay it out before, and then glue it onto the tag. And then 3 would be the embellishment, snowflakes, rhinestones, and ribbon. And that's another thing I wanted to do in the instructions, was to add some of the verbiage that we use on a day-to-day basis in our junk journal community, like embellish. And that would help someone that's a beginner, help them learn the lingo. And then there's a tip about ink the edges to make it look aged, trim off the excess, or like using a marker, for example. I would actually say Sharpie, maybe, because you can buy these gold, and you can buy different colored Sharpies. Black would also work, but they can run that along the edge of the tag to age it. If they don't have, you know, the supplies and tools that we do, a marker works just fine. So the instructions go inside the lid, and then it's just like a gift. So there's the, it has tissue paper on top, and then, oh, okay, so let me back up. The box itself I purchased at the dollar store. This I made, the instructions I made, obviously. Tissue paper, dollar store, and then this different kind of foliage, gold, that's also from the dollar store. So I bought one stem and then cut it up into smaller pieces. And then there are printables that are already in a collage type format. If you don't have printables or don't do printables, you're vintage only, you could cut out book pages, dictionary pages, magazine pages, whatever. But basically these are pre-cut to fit the tags. So measure your tags. Like you can also make your own tags out of cardstock, but these are pre-cut, and then all the person has to do is glue it on, and then they just need to trim. So that makes it simple. So they have lots of choices. There's way more than 5 in here, obviously, so there's lots of choices. And then there's the tags themselves. Now I got these, that's another thing, this has vintage value. These are vintage tags from a box of tags I got at a thrift store. For sure they're from the 80s to 90s. I think so. That's there's 5 of those, and then I've included, I think there's 6 in each kit. Yeah, 6 dollies. So I made sure to include women, men, and children. So there's a variety. And then there's these little bags, and they're so sweet. So the bags, okay, let me back up. Printables, I've purchased a file online, and make sure you check the policies on that listing. Most of them are the same. Most printables are, you cannot resell my printable as a digital file, but you can print it and use it in a finished product and sell that. So you could make a journal with printables in it and sell the journal. In this case, I made a DIY tag kit. So make sure you check. I've only come across a few that are like personal use only, 100% personal use only, no commercial at all. Very few are like that, but once in a while they are. So make sure you check, because we need to be respectful of creators' policies. And then these are Tim Holtz. So you could even price out what your pack of Tim Holtz dolls costs and figure out your cost per doll. And then this I know has some value because they're vintage. Now, mind you, in my usual fashion, when I'm thrifting, I'm looking for one product with multiple pieces. That's kind of my rule. That's what I aim for, because when you make you know, as a junk journal maker, by the time you add the ribbon and the chipboard and the printable and the tea-dyed paper and the ledger paper and the envelopes and the bits and bobs that you do, like all the ephemera pieces, by the time you add that, there's like, have you ever counted? I haven't, but how many items go into one junk journal? So many, like hundreds. So every item has a cost, and that you've recycled the material, which you know, every journal should include something, well, recycled. But like, I've purchased these at a thrift store, but there still was a cost to it. So by the time you put, you know, this is a 120-page journal, by the time you add everything up, that's why junk journals cost so much money. It's, people wonder, why are they $80? Why are they $100? Why are they $250? That's why. Plus, it's a handmade item, so there's value in that too. And it's art. So I will never apologize for charging what I charge for journals, and nor should you. Okay, never undersell yourself. So vintage tags, and then these little bags are from the dollar store. So again, another cost. And then in here, I've pre-printed and pre-cut. You want to make this like as fun as possible, so you don't want them to do too much work. All these little snips and sentiments. So in my Etsy shop, I have, if you go to the Christmas section, there is snips and sentiments, and I actually just updated that kit. I added to it. So they're miniatures, they're smalls. So you can see this one here. That's one I used on this tag up here. So that's what these are. I purposely made this kit because I had difficulty finding stuff that was small enough for tags. So that's the purpose of this kit. So how cute is this though, to open up these little different bags? This one was stapled. I just took the staple out. I was refreshing my memory what I put in each bag. Again, the bag is from the dollar store. And then this has the snowflakes in it. There's angels too. Oops. So that you buy from the dollar store like this. So that was $1.50, and there's a bazillion in there. So yeah, I forget. I'm going to have to look. I'm not going to even guess because I forget what I charged for these last year. And it was, I think I priced them right because they sold well enough. Obviously I have some left over, but didn't sell out, but sold enough. Yeah, so you'd have to do your cost analysis. I think you should. Unless you just have a stash you want to get rid of, but, and then some more snips or sentiments. And then this bag is also from the dollar store. I just got it, and it's not really a I got it red ones for Christmas, obviously. And then in here, that's your ribbon, different, make sure you include a variety. There's Christmas ribbons in there, lace, and then the rhinestones. So the rhinestones are also from the dollar store. Now here I've included some vintage lace, and then some dollar store ribbon. And then this ribbon is definitely not dollar store. This is more quality. This is from, I know where this is from. This is from a place that I love to go up north, Ontario, called Simply Cottage. So when you first walk, it's an amazing, check out their website. It's amazing. Beautiful. It's quality linens, furniture, household decor, kitchen items. It is fabulous. It's in an old warehouse. It's in Bracebridge, Ontario, called Simply Cottage. And it you would plan, if you're like me in southwestern Ontario, you would plan a weekend trip to Bracebridge around that shopping trip. But that they do have one little section where I buy actually that ribbon that I just showed you. Also This one, oops. This one is from that store. A couple more colors I have here, just on the back of my door here. That's why I love that door hanger. This color gray, and then there's a narrow one I have that's like a really lovely blue. It almost looks like ticking, right? It's a really good quality. I love these. The edges are frayed so nice. That's good thick. This is great. Anyways, that's where those are from. So when I go to Simply Cottage, that's one of the first things I check is their little stash of their ribbons and things like that. That's those. And then in the bottom, there's just more tissue paper. Of course, they could use that tissue paper in their tags, for their tags as well. Like one of the things I love to do is, I'll just cut a piece off and show you, with tissue paper. This tissue paper from the dollar store. So one of the things I really like to do is this kind of pinch, kind of accordion, or you can do the fold. So I'm pinching and folding over, and I'm turning my hands back and forth to make this little cluster, back and forth, pinch, 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 pinch. And then you can glue that, smush that up, and then you can put a staple through that, a brad, or you can just kind of glue a few of the layers and then glue that down onto your tag as a little cluster. It's just, it looks, I love the look of that. It's one of my favorite little tricks to do. I'm sure you've seen me do that with different things. I've done it with white tissue paper that was first stamped with just using the distress inks and some of my rubber stamps, and then you just kind of do that pinch thing. And I mean, you don't want to just ball it up because it needs to have a little bit of structure to it. So let's fold this way, fold that way, fold this way, fold that way, this way, that way. You get the idea. That's how we do those little clusters. Okay, so I think this would be great for any time of the year for resellers. You could do a spring theme. You could do a holiday, Halloween theme. You could do any theme really. Just a general vintage theme. That one I need to staple again. But that's what these little bags are for. Tags, die cuts. I've obviously gone overboard on the papers here. There's probably, this was my sample box, so there's probably extra in there. But I would recommend, so you have 5 tags, I would recommend you put in 10 pieces of paper. And I've done 6 dolls for a variety, so there's 4 adults, 2 children. So they have an extra one. If you want to just put in 5, put in 5. But like I said, do your cost analysis on what, and then you'll know basically what you're comfortable with charging. Sometimes it's just a matter of, is this a $20 gift or is this a $30 gift? Something homemade for sure. Like I said, don't undersell yourself because it's a homemade item. But yeah, what do you think? I'd love to hear if you do something like this. Let me know in the comments if you do something like this. Let me know if you're going to try something like this. And you know what would be really fun to do in the comments for this video? Are some theme suggestions so we can help each other out for what kind of DIY tag gift boxes. What themes would you do aside from Christmas? What else would you do for a tag? A DIY tag box. Okay, hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to reading those comments. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. This is new for me, so I'm excited about that. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.